Scoot back.
No, don't scoot back. I might not have done that right. I usually have a commercial pop up first. I didn't have that, so I might have done that wrong. Whoops.
Well, I see there's a few people on, so at least we know we're correctly live.
I think so. Hey, Big
Everything
Dave, what's going
pulled
on?
up kind of different
Yeah.
tonight, so even
we're
like
not
our
live, I don't
picture.
know. Yeah, everything. I'm sorry. Hey, that was the ad lib. We just did that. Hey, Big Dave, what's going on, man? Hey, our chat is not working. Hey, are we live? Can y'all see us? Big Dave says we're live. I can see your chat one place, but I cannot see your chat on the other
I
place.
think you need to maybe move it over.
See if this works like we did
There
before.
we
Hey,
go.
there we go. We have to keep doing
everything
this.
is different.
I can cover myself up right there. Okay, I think we've got it somewhat working right now. We'll let somebody get on, just enough people. Hey, Mary Beth, how are you?
I think we did get it figured out.
Yeah, so it was, YouTube always wants to change everything. Every time we get something said, it wants to redo it, and then it messed up, so.
It just goes right along with our title.
Yeah, it does. We'll allow everybody to get on, make sure we're on right.
Well, how have y'all been? We've had an interesting day.
It's been a long day. We're not gonna
give any giveaway.
Big Dave, we've actually have some really cool news, but we'll have to wait for that. Hey,
Hey,
McLeod.
Grammy
Hey, Grammy Karen. I know we were not live. We've been trying to do this every other week. I told Misty though I was kind of worried that it was gonna make people like, I'm not gonna click on and watch because we ain't got time for all that. Because we're not live every week. People might forget us.
Well, it's been, even though the summer's kind of settled down, it's still just been really hard. So we decided, especially since school's kicked off, that's taken many hours away during the day. We said at least for the next several weeks, we are going to just do every other week to just help with time management, because school is sucking up a lot of hours in the morning. So,
hey, Miss Vicky. Hey, Kentucky Widow Woman. Hey, Donna. Big Dave, the barn has not arrived yet. We're still waiting on our guy to actually get here. I actually called another company.
I was actually fussing at him just this afternoon about the barn.
We actually called another company just to see what their time frame was, and they were $2,000 more than what they were just 5 months ago. So lumber has not went down in their book. So, hey, Ivy Acres, how are y'all? Amy, Miss Judy, I'm glad to see some people on. They didn't forget about us since we missed last week.
Boots and Bounty, how are y'all?
So what's going on in your world? You can see, I know the world is upside down, but how is everything on your farm and at your home right now?
We have some good news.
Yeah, we do have some good
news. We're not going to spill the beans tonight, but we do have some good news.
Hey,
actually, two kind of major things.
We had some major things happen today.
Yeah, so we're not going to spill the beans. Y'all have to hang tight. At least by the next time we chit chat, y'all know.
Oh my gosh!
And it'll be super cool.
She's talking like it's 8:04, and she says that. So let's see if she can hold out and not spill the beans.
Right.
You're not going to spill the beans? Good. So.
But we have had a lot of stuff going on.
I feel like we hadn't really vlogged. Our last few has been like how-tos or things like that. Something kind of like tomorrow's a vlog. It's a good vlog. I hope that y'all will enjoy tomorrow. It's something special, so y'all really need to watch tomorrow's vlog.
Kathy said that it is still very hot and dry there, but Friday starts to shift to get some rain and it get a little bit cooler. It will not be cooling off down here in South Mississippi.
It's actually getting hotter next week here. It's actually going to be in 98, 99 next week. So humidity like 4,000%.
I think next week is supposed to be like the hottest week of our year to date. So,
but we've had pretty good rain all year so far. So we've been blessed on that. I've got to really watch
that tree because if it rains again,
we're going to pick it up.
I'll have to pick it up. So we had gifted to us some mulberry trees, and they have grown like crazy. Well, I took one and said, I'm ready to go ahead and get in the ground because they had really gotten root bound, and I up-potted 2 5-gallon buckets, and then I was out. So I said, well, let's put this one in the ground, and I'm hoping that it'll do great. Well, for the past, it flooded yesterday, it flooded this morning, and it flooded again this afternoon. So it's standing in water. So if it does not completely dry out tomorrow, or if it rains, I'm going to dig it up, because we had also gifted to us a plum, and it sat there and drowned because it rained for a week straight. It was actually, I think, more than a week.
It was.
And it rained and it rained and it rained, and it literally just killed it. We should have probably gotten it up after the first day or two, but we just kept thinking it's going to stop doing this, and it wouldn't. It just kept on raining.
We actually did not have a lot of bad rain. The storm kind of went the other way towards Florida and Georgia more than it did us. So we didn't get a lot of rain at all, but from the storm. We've had a lot of rain, but we didn't have any major rains from the storm. Miss Donna said, I picked my cantaloupe today and cut it up. It's in the fridge. That sounds yummy. We actually have some watermelon that we need to be picking probably in the next few days.
Very, very close.
Yeah.
This is our first successful, major watermelon.
Yeah, we might have one or two here and there.
But there's several out there.
Hey, Paragon Ridge.
I'm curious to know, I don't want to go out and pick all of them. Now, a lot of people have talked about, pickled watermelon.
We tried that.
I don't think we're going to love it. So I'm trying to figure out another good way to be able to utilize so much of it without it ruining.
Give us your idea. What is the best way to I guess, keep watermelon? So tell us what you think there. I mean, I have ate watermelon this week too. First time of being successful within Minnesota. We've always had pretty good success, but by the time it starts getting here, it gets so hot and so dry that our blooms start dying. But this year they're doing really good, like Misty said. I'm going to be canning peaches tomorrow, Miss Darlene said. That sounds yummy.
It does sound yummy.
I love peaches, and we just can't grow them here.
Yeah, I was going to say, our peaches and apples here they're just not good.
Berries are phenomenal. Peaches, not so much.
But we did find some treasures in the woods, too, that we went scavenging for. We were actually out about checking on some elderberry.
Foraging.
And I told Colby, I said, there's this one spot I want to go back to because I'm pretty sure it should have fruit on it. A few of them didn't, but one did. And I will say it was a pretty good bit amount. So we're excited about that. And we found some wild grapes that we didn't know. Quit making me
I know. I can't quit yawning. I'm sorry.
Libby, I didn't have to wake Colby up last night, but she was kind of a little turd last night.
She stays like that. Hey, Kim
but there are nights that I have to give her to you and let you deal with her.
Kim says make jelly. Donna says maybe watermelon lemonade. Miss Kathy says make a watermelon slush and freeze. That's a pretty good idea too. I've never thought of that.
Now, I'm curious in this watermelon jelly. I've never heard of watermelon jelly.
Grammy Karen, we're about the same boat. Dehydrated melons taste like Laffy Taffy. Might also include watermelon. That's pretty cool. I've never thought about that.
Dehydrated melons taste.
We might could do some kind of fruit bark with it, like the paste almost.
Like a
I can't think of
what does the store call them? Yeah, it's leather, but what is fruit roll up?
We need to try that. That'd be good. That'd be cool.
Those are good ideas.
We've been harvesting elderberry like crazy yesterday, and have more this week. Hey,
my dehydrator is full of elderberries
crazy
right now. But y'all know what is super exciting is this. So I have gone out for the past 2 or 3 years and gotten cuttings and grew them up, planted them in my yard, and actually I got 2 humongous monster ones that were behind the chicken coop. So for the first time I harvest them in my yard this year, and that's thrilling, because you got y'all, I'm telling you, do y'all not remember some of y'all that have been with us for a long time? I was going out in the woods on the Ranger, standing up on the top of the Ranger, cutting all of these limbs down to bring them to my house to root, to grow into little plants, to put in the ground, and now they're finally grown big enough to where I can harvest all of them.
Now, we forage a ton of them.
So exciting.
We buy organic ones when we're out, but we forage a ton of them, but to have them in our yard is pretty cool now.
Because the places where they are, when me and Colby went yesterday, he was like, ow,
I get cut up.
There's briars everywhere. The thing about our area is they grow in horrible locations. And they were overtaken with vines and thorns and they're not actually thorns. What are they actually called? like
briars.
Yeah, briars. We call them briars down here. So
we're still ditch diving, but not as much.
Yeah.
Dehydrate. Yes, we dehydrate all of ours. We used to freeze them. Now we just dehydrate them, just like if you were buying them freeze dried or dried, and then we actually make the syrup.
Because if y'all know anything, we do not do freeze
Hallie
dried.
family.
Y'all saw us talk in our last video about my Patriot Supply and the freeze dried food there. Now we have a dehydrator, but we do not have a freeze dried machine. Now we talked extensively with Deep South, and they have been doing some freeze dried, and she said that her experience with it being hot and humid down here, that it is very, very tricky to do. They have successfully freeze dried some foods, and she said they have also unsuccessfully freeze dried foods or tried to freeze dry foods. Let me go back. So I don't think that's something that we want to just totally dive off in right now. I do use the dehydrator a lot because we are trying to get a lot of stuff out of our freezer, just so we don't have that dependency on freezers if the grid was to ever go down, or we know that you can hack into like anything now. So have something ever happen, we're trying to get away from so much dependency on electricity. So the more stuff I can get out of the freezer and put in cans and dehydrate, whether it's food or herbs or elderberries or whatever, we have utilized that.
So our elderberry regimen has been monstrous. Of course, with life like it is in 2020 and 2021. So elderberry for us, we go through a lot of elderberry. So for us to be able to harvest it, forage it, we do buy some, of course, but it is phenomenal to be able to have it at your disposal and to be able to utilize in the syrup. We actually have been mixing a citrus mix, kind of like what they call quinine, with our elderberry. So it is like super toxic. Or super stringent. I don't know how to say it. It will knock you down. Potent, I guess you can say. Yeah. But it is phenomenal. It's really good for our health, and I think it's been really good along with our normal diet. So it is a big part of our farm.
I just saw that comment. Colby needs some coffee. I know he keeps yawning, and he's making me yawn.
I do. Well, we don't stop, man. I'm telling you, today has even been crazier. It has been nuts today. So.
Yep.
Ordered more coffee, vanilla. Oh, thank you so much, Lotus Blossom. That is my favorite coffee. I actually enjoyed. Latoya sent me. One of our viewers sent us some Costa Rica coffee, and I've been drinking that every morning lately, just because, just something different, just changing it up. But I'm a huge vanilla nut fan.
Hey,
and
Karen,
actually
how
have
are you?
some right there. I should have made some right. I just didn't. That's pathetic. I can't believe I didn't.
Well, I mean,
hey,
like for example. I went out to the back barn today. I was doing some stuff out at the back barn. It was Karen. A humongous, like wasp nest, bigger than my head. And Aiden, they have a thing for Aiden. So he can go around the nest and they will like come out of nowhere and get him. So he come in this afternoon. He was like, I had not heard anything about it until this afternoon though. And he come in and he was like, there's like a huge wasp nest out there. And I was like, I'll go get to it. And I got busy and never did. So right before we come and sat down with you guys, I was out there moving stuff around in that barn and spraying that nest and then ran in. So I don't know how I got on that, but we're always running.
I drink the Bean Coffee Company. It's vanilla nut. This is it's always organic, so we really enjoy it. But I did the whole bean and then grind it up.
And it's low acidic. Considered low acidic too, isn't it?
Yeah. It's just a yummy coffee. Just smelling it right now makes me wish I would have made some. It does smell
good.
Gosh, it smells good.
I cannot get a taste for coffee.
It smells so good. Hey, Latoya, we were just talking about coffee.
Actually, Colby was talking about your coffee that you sent to us.
I know, really. It's yummy too. Meemaws said, I don't know how you do it. You make me tired watching your videos. Every time we watch the videos, I think I get tired again. So
it's just part of it, though.
Amy said, my daughter that is in the Army bought me 60,000 seeds for my birthday. That is very awesome to have. In this day and time.
That's probably worth more than gold at this point in time. Yes, indeed.
What's so crazy is It's like I told somebody the other day. We talk about what's worth weight in gold. Our money's not worth money anymore, so we call it currency. Our cash is currency. It's actually not money anymore. So when we talk about food is actually worth more than our currency now in this
and
crazy
if things
world.
keep going like this, then things like food are going to be like this.
Somebody today was like, man, why can't we do more biofuels for, somebody was just, we were in casual conversations. I was thinking, we barely have enough food to feed the world. Why in the world are we worried about trying to make more corn and soybean oil to run in our cars? Crazy. So I don't know if you've priced food lately and priced
and yes,
feed for animals lately.
Donna says, thank you, your daughter, for your service, and absolutely, because we are huge supporters of our military.
Latoya says, I don't even like coffee, and I live here. I'm so sorry. I was like, Misty, I couldn't imagine not drinking coffee. She doesn't drink it either.
I wish I did. Sometimes I could use the caffeine, but.
Grammy Karen, here in the South, if we did not have air, it would be terrible. Everybody would just smell all the time.
Well, look, his dad tells a story sometimes about how when he was little, they drove in cars, like with the windows rolled down, on dirt roads to church.
No air.
Like now, people, if you drove with your windows down in the middle of summer on a dirt road in a suit to church, they would be like,
you would like stink terrible.
You would definitely stick out like a sore thumb nowadays.
My kids won't speak to me till I had 2 cups of coffee.
That's funny.
Clever said pizza and a big Coke. Ooh, I just can't. I enjoy pizza. If I could just blow and go eat terrible all the time, I probably could eat pizza every day. I love it.
Yeah, we do enjoy pizza. When we splurge, that's usually
if we're going to go
splurge on is a pizza.
We don't eat fast food, so and we really don't even eat in town anymore.
I don't think we have gotten Wendy's, McDonald's, Burger King,
any fast
Dairy
food.
Queen.
Actually, the last time was when we went to Homesteaders of America
2 years
we
ago.
had to go through. We were driving through Homesteaders of America, and we had to stop in this little no-count town going up there.
There was a handful of things.
And there was nothing. And that was the first and last time we've ate any fast food in probably 5 years, 4 years, 5 years at least. So we just don't eat a lot out there. But pizza is the one thing that we will. Excuse me, I don't really. They do.
You'll eat like a piece, or like a crust or something.
I try not to eat it. By the Elements of Pizza from Ken Forkish. There's tons of different dough recipes. Hey, I'll be honest with you. We started making our own dough anyway, and we started doing this like crispy dough. So like really rolling out thin, and we bought these screen trays. It's really made our pizza, I thought, even better.
Fast food makes us sick every time. Well, look, I think when your body has been detoxed from that stuff and you eat it, it does make you sick. I don't think I could stomach swallowing it anymore. I think it's more of a mental thing for me at this point.
Yeah. But I will say this, when you take those things out of your diet, all the sickness that's going around the world, and we all know what it's called, it's like it doesn't affect you as much, because your diet's cleaner, your diet's healthier. We were reading about all this stuff. We watch a lot of stuff, medical wise, and so you hear this stuff about all these healthy things that we don't realize it's in our food. And elderberry, of course, is always top on the list, and all these berries and grapes. So that's been our main diet, which has never really changed. Our diet really never changed. So.
And my daughter has a sale going on right now
on seeds. Do you want me to put up the link? You can, absolutely. No problem.
We're totally fine with that, Miss Kathy. Thank you.
Grammy Karen says, I'm behind on the times. Is your upstairs finished? It is. Everything is done upstairs. I think I have to yell at Aiden more trying to get him downstairs.
I know. I made a joke.
I'm like, gosh, he's not allowed upstairs anymore.
I made a joke, and I was like, we're going to have an intercom to, like, call him so I'm not, like, yelling. Because the entrance to the staircase is literally, like, at the other side of the house.
So his room is, like, right there.
But he has to go down the hall and then back up. So it's not like your staircase is, like, right in your living area. It's, like, on the other side. So
Karen.
It's hard. It's hard for our voices to carry to him.
We're the same way, Karen. That's kind of like when we cheat or when we blow it. make a lot of our own pizza, and we always have a movie night or popcorn night. That's like a big deal here, so it makes it really fun.
Hit the floor. Well, hit the floor with a broom. Well, we would have to hit the ceiling with a broom. But the problem is our ceilings are 10 feet. So I don't know.
Hey,
I'm
Beth.
only 5. I don't know if I would be able to reach them. Hey, Beth.
Hey, Tammy. I didn't get to say hey to Tammy. Fancy Farm says, I deeply crave McDonald's. It was a childhood thing, but I never eat it anymore. I just think about it, and I can't make it home. I can't make it at home. I don't have the additives.
Okay, if y'all ever seen the episode of SpongeBob where is it Squidward that's bringing the burger to his mouth and he's like barely pinching it with his teeth because he don't want to eat it? Like that's what it reminds me of, trying to eat one of those burgers and be like, ugh.
Hey, Lori. Hey, Phyllis. Now I'm gonna be honest with you. I try to eat. I'm just telling you. I try to eat as healthy as I can. But if I could just say, bump that. I'm dying. I want the biggest fast food burger in the world. Told Misty, if I'm on my deathbed, just let me eat it. It doesn't matter at that point. No. Hey, Rachel, how are you? We talked about doing like a little Bluetooth speaker up there where we could just call or a walkie-talkie or CB. So all these things are really good. So I will say this: when we've gotten used to eating our own meat, though, it's even hard for me to buy meat in the store.
Yeah.
I mean, like our hamburger meat.
Our last steer has
been the best,
hands down, best beef that we have ever had.
Rachel.
Ever had.
Yeah, and
Miss Kathy said, "Die happy."
I probably would at that point, but I'd probably feel miserable after I ate it though, because we hadn't ate that stuff in so long. My dad said that a lot of 255. He is almost 80 now. I don't know. I'm lost on that conversation. I'm sorry. Yeah, Ivy Acres. I agree. The only thing right now that we're buying, I'd say the most of is broccoli. I love broccoli. So of course, broccoli's our season for us. So that's probably the most that we buy. I mean, we buy some edamame too, but we grow edamame.
Fruit like bananas.
Oh yeah, fruit. I'm sorry.
Some of your like citrus fruits.
Like we're buying right now. We're buying
stuff
and
like that.
If we can't find the organic version of it, we usually don't buy it. So like right now, organic grapes have been huge around here. I don't know why. So we've been buying a lot of those. Yeah,
grapes, oranges, apples, bananas, stuff that we have a hard time growing here. That is, again, your healthier choice food.
Well, see, Latoya, that's me. I'm not the biggest chicken eater. If I'm gonna eat, I want beef or lamb or something else. I'm not a big chicken eater, so I could see that point. I'm just not a big chicken. Our kids are not real monster chicken eaters, as you say.
No, but it's always good to have.
It's a cheap protein, though, so I think it's good to have on farm.
When we process again, that most of that will go into canning.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I can do more with that versus like a whole bird. And I'm not one of crazy of breaking down the meat like before they're cooked. So that'll be your job. But like tonight, for example, we had vegetable soup tonight, and everything in it, except for the tomato paste and the potatoes, was ours. The lima beans, the corn, the okra, the meat, the carrots. Everything was ours except for the tomato paste and potatoes.
All the season, everything was ours. Jennifer Cole said, okay, the berries are looking right. Now what do? Are you talking about elderberries, Jennifer? And
they need to be solid purple.
Make sure they're purple because the green can be still kind of toxic to you. So try not to use the green.
So what I would do is go out and take all of the purple ones, wash them, get them off the head, and then I would dehydrate them if I was not going to use them immediately. But elderberries should always be cooked. So then I would boil them down if you're not going to dehydrate them or put them in the freezer. I would go ahead and boil them down. And I would add cinnamon sticks, rose hips, cloves, ginger root, enchinea. I think I slaughter that word every time. I think I already said rose hips.
Did you say that? I'm sorry.
And let that simmer for a few hours. Then I would strain my herbs off, keep my juice, mix it with honey, and put it in the refrigerator, and we drink it every day.
Don said we rent our pastures to a friend who raises beef cows, so in payment we get a free beef. That is
that's
awesome.
awesome.
That is awesome. I want a big T-bone steak. I like steak. I've gotten over now though. I'll make them steak and I'll either eat deer or lamb. I've gotten where or fish. I like more leaner foods for sure for me. Misty, she's not big on the lamb or sheep or deer, but the leaner it is for me, I actually like a lot better.
Yeah, Colby likes the lamb.
I love the lamb.
It has such a distinctive taste to me.
This is very lean.
But it's got like a taste that I don't love. No, it's not just up here because our last steer was the best meat we have ever had, ever. Like, I think I'm going to cry when all the meat is gone because it is the best meat I have ever had.
Let's see. I think I missed something.
And that was.
Lori says I finally ordered some food from My Patriot Supply. I really am trying to, for convenience or convince my husband to buy a freeze dryer. After he buys enough of those, he might buy you a freeze dryer.
Well, this is our thing, and we've told y'all this before. I think things are going to get better. I mean, I think things are going to get worse.
I was going to say, what are you talking about?
Things are going to get worse. So, I'm trying to choose my words wisely. So I think it's wise to be prepared with things like freeze-dried foods that can last up to 30 years. It's your own choice and your own decision to do whatever you want to do. But if you're prepared for emergency situations, what do you have to lose? If you're not prepared, you have everything to lose. So it's a matter of being wise. And you might not get to go out and eat. You might not get to go to the movies. You might not get to splurge on a new set of clothes. But you know what? If it come down to it, you have food to eat. You have food that you can put up for emergency situations where you would have food to eat. And there might be a time, maybe sooner than later, where we're going to see those days.
Big Dave said I can't eat soups in the summer. I could kind of feel you there. If I've been working out,
this is too hot.
If I've been working outside, I don't know if I want something that hot. But today actually it started raining, so we didn't really do much outside. This evening, excuse me. Yeah. So it wasn't that bad. Let's see.
We did have some stuff to do, but it was not a lot of outside stuff.
Carlene says, "Hello, y'all. Wow, that video you guys share is eye-opening. Thank you so much. You must be talking about the ones we shared on Telegram or Facebook, probably. I think I saw Carlene comment on Facebook. So
I've been letting Colby handle the Facebook thing. It all is too.
Or it could be one of our great YouTube videos.
Too much for me.
So I hope it's one of our great YouTube videos.
I can't deal with the tension and just, I'd rather stay in my home Bible time and let Colby handle the news and the
I need some land to rent out for meat. Beth said. It's funny. Rosanna, I don't even like the smell of deer. Oh gosh, I absolutely love it. Now, you know what's so crazy though? Us in the South, we're so good at taking something healthy and making it unhealthy. So most people here take their deer and they beat it and then they dredge it in eggs and flour and then deep fry it or just skillet pan fry it. So you're actually making it very unhealthy. Same way with fish, and I've laughed at Misty. I don't mind us eating fried squash or fried okra, but we need to eat some vegetable that's not like that sometimes. But in the South, we do
vegetables tonight. Buddy.
But what I was going to say is, my deer, the way I do it, a lot of times I'll cut the tenderloin up, and I'll of course beat it and get it ready for tenderizing, and then I grill mine. I love grilled deer steaks. They are so good.
Yeah, Ivy Acres. That's kind of the reason why I just was like, I just need to go ahead and see my way on out of here because one, I don't have time to debate people that maybe not have the same view as I do on certain topics. And it ultimately comes down to exactly what I said earlier. And I'm like you, I stand behind my beliefs, but it is if you want to do whatever you want to do whatever you want to do. And that can go from A to Z. I don't care how you want to look at it, do whatever you want to do. But we're going to do what we want to do and what we feel led to do. And I don't have time to debate that kind of stuff. So,
oh yeah.
Usually when I put something out there,
Carlene is good.
Yeah, when I put something out there and like I don't have time to like try to convince somebody who doesn't want to understand. I just don't have time for that. And it ruffles my feathers when I have somebody making smart aleck. Like Colby just is like,
I can just let it roll
whatever.
off.
And I'm just like,
Missy's like, I know she didn't. I know she did.
So, and I just don't have time for all that. So, I'm just gonna keep my Jesus inside my house, and whatever else goes on, I'm just gonna let Colby be like, yeah. So, yeah, I just don't have time for it.
The stuff we share on Facebook or on anything we share, we're not doctors, and we don't even want to try to be. We just share doctors that we believe in. So when you get something or you see something from us, I promise you, we have vetted it pretty heavy because we don't believe that we are smarter than
a physician.
Than farmers. We're worth our comments are worth 2 cents, and when I say that, they are literally worth 2 cents. Venison steaks are the best. Oh, Donna, you're my favorite person. I believe that too.
Just say it, Missy. You can't handle knuckleheads. I really can't. I don't. I just, yeah, I don't handle it well. Or you say knuckleheads, I say, yeah, we'll leave it. Knuckleheads, that's a good word.
I don't let stuff bother me. Misty gets a little bit more taking it personal.
I do because I'm gonna feel sorry for people like I do now. I've been burdened about lots of different things. I feel like there's a lot of stuff going on behind the curtains that people are just not seeing. It's like this, I'm living life like this, and it's a burden to me. And I just want to be like, look, pull the curtains back and look at what's happening, what's going on. But anyway, some people you just can't, you can't convince
I do
people
too,
that
Miss
don't want to
Cassie.
see what's going on. So.
I like watching his show.
Who?
American Homesteads. I watch his lives every once in a while. You know, we always say we're going to do butternut squash. I think we bring this up every time. And spaghetti squash, and acorn squash, all the stuff that could do better for us, but also for our animals. But I just don't. We don't eat enough butternut squash. We've had like a few times, but when I think about us making, I'm like, it won't be nearly that good.
Wouldn't be, like, yeah, that like, would be. That would be my thing. I couldn't compare recipe. Like I would probably slaughter it. Yeah, I'm with you on that, Stacy.
Misty is getting a little preachy, isn't she? Hey, Otter. Hey, Deanna. Hey, Miss Debbie.
Yep, I did the same thing. So I took the app off my phone, and if you see McMoore still posting stuff on Facebook, it's because he has it on his phone, and
I don't do Facebook really. I told Misty I'm probably gonna have to because she's like, I'm getting off, and all of a sudden I'm still commenting on her.
Yeah, I have it off of my phone, so I have no interaction whatsoever. Like I said, I just don't have time for it. And then I start reading stuff, and I start getting all stressed out, and I'm just like, I want to tell you this, and I just don't have time for that. People need to do their own research and their own studying and come up with.
I agree, Tammy. I think that the thing for us, what we've just figured out in our life, and we're going to do what we're going to do, and we're going to raise our family and raise our kids to honor Christ, and then also to honor each other, and of course us as parents. And through that, I think that helps us try to take care of them. We have 8 mouths to feed, so we cook a lot of food and make a lot of food and prep the way we do because ultimately we want to make sure we're not having to depend on anything else. We could pretty much not depend on a grocery store. As I was telling you about earlier about the broccoli or the grapes, we love buying those things, and we do buy them at grocery stores or whatever. But at the same time, if we didn't buy them, we would be just fine because we have so much food put up. But we find that it's stewardship for us. So when the world is going crazy and topsy turvy, for us, we just keep living like we're doing right now, and pretty much it kind of wakes itself out. I mean, it really does.
So I'm reading some of you guys' comments, and that like goes hand in hand, kind of like with what our Sunday morning church service was about. And he brought up Facebook and different social media things and how the church is really splitting over an issue that shouldn't even be an issue because people can choose for themselves. But anyway, I was thinking to myself, if we as Americans had as much concern about people's souls as their vaccination status, this would be a totally different America right now. And that was one of the reasons why I was like, yeah, I'm so glad I'm just not on there anymore, because I just carry a burden that I don't want to have to carry. It's not my job to do that. So I just took it all off. And yeah, a lot of y'all are just so right. So I saw somebody say, what are y'all planting for fall?
So for fall planting, we'll be planting broccoli and, of course, our greens, our leafy greens, such as spinach and lettuce. We have a cool thing to show y'all very, very soon. It has not hit the video yet, but a really cool addition to the farm. We've got several cool additions to the farm, but one is really cool. So you'll see it in the next few days.
Somebody brought up the kitchen too, the cooking deck.
Yeah, so it's coming along too.
I am super excited. We're going to be hopefully wrapping that project up within the next few weeks, and I'm super excited about that.
Yeah, Misty was like, there was somebody here today doing some measuring on it and just kind of get some things done, and she was like, I was like, you got to quit being impatient. She's like looking over her shoulder. She's like, okay, y'all coming next week, right? You're getting done next week, huh?
Yeah. Well, we were originally told like a bizarre time, and I was like,
thank you, Ms. Margie.
We better explore some different options. And I'm not waiting that long. That's a little ridiculous. So anyway, long story short, one of the guys that Colby actually ended up going to school with was like, oh, hey, look, I think we're going to be able to get y'all in earlier. A lot of the projects that's on the schedule are not going to be done. So I just wanted to let y'all know that. And I was like, well, if that's the case, then that's fine. But I'm not waiting 2 months for a countertop. So anyway.
Crazy thing is we're still waiting on like 2 or 3 things that's going to take us like a month, because shipping and freight and employment and all these things that you're depending on, we can't hardly get. It's crazy. We don't live in a big area, so we don't live next to a metro city or anything like that. So when we need something, we have to order it, and when we order it, it takes like a month to get here. So yeah, y'all don't have. Do y'all even have fall, Karen, in Wisconsin, or does it just go straight to like 0? We love fall weather. We can't wait for it. Especially if you get to like August for us, you're miserable and hot. So it's like, man, I can't wait for
August is our hottest month.
August is crazy.
So for y'all, that's probably your fall, or like the start of your fall. But it is always our hottest. And then we don't truly start fall off usually until October. The temperatures will start cooling off a little bit. But then we actually don't get winter until like January and February. Yeah. Those are our 2 coldest months.
We're going to move Christmas back so we can sing Christmas things like in January, February.
That's when it's actually cold here. Yeah.
Kim says, lamb does have a distinct flavor. I love it. Misty doesn't love it.
So, love what?
Lamb.
Oh, lamb, yeah.
Hey, Money Pit Homestead, how are y'all?
If I have to eat it, I have to eat it, and I have before. Colby, we had it in something, not.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
That's right. She is from Mississippi too, so she feels this crazy weather. So
August
thank you very much.
Always our
that means a lot. So thank you.
It really does. What was I saying?
I don't even know. You just lose track of all. This year was too nice.
I saw somebody asking too. Countertop.
Oh yeah. We tried that. We were going the way of the cement countertops. It's just not gonna work in our area. We talked about doing it ourselves, and I was like, man, I will mess this thing up, and then Misty will be mad at me. And every time she goes down there, she's like, I wish you would have done that.
Well, this was what it kind of boiled down to. So we did actually get it priced out.
How about you, Hank? What's up, man?
And for us, okay, here was the thing. There wasn't actually much of a price difference between concrete countertops and actually having granite.
And the reason is because there's no one in our area. So the nearest place to get all the things and then to get somebody to help us do it was putting it at the price of granite.
Yeah, so it was like just a few $100s less. Yeah, and my biggest thing was I was like, what if we get this person here and we pay them this amount of money and then like it cracks? I would have not been happy about that. So we thought, I mean, it is a few $100 extra, but we know it'll be done right. It is by a reputable company. And we know that we won't have to do anything else to it. Like once it's there, it's there. We actually talked about butcher block. We talked about all kinds of other things. But in the long run, this is outside. and we thought, we know that at least if we go with this,
it'll be there forever.
It'll be there forever. There will not be any replacing it. Water can't damage it. Heat can't damage it. Snow can't damage it. Nothing can damage it. Once it's there, it's there. So.
See, for real, like, see what's crazy for us is, we have a granite dealer in our town, so and they're actually the original owners and the new owners are pretty good friends of ours, so we know them. And like times before, we were able to get remnant pieces for different little projects. This one took a little bit more than a remnant piece because of the way it was laid out, and we didn't want 15 joints. So, but I mean, they're like literally.
And I have to say this, it's beautiful.
She picked out one that I was probably not gonna pick out.
It's beautiful.
Because I'm a cheapskate, by the way.
Well, when I was walking through, the lady told me no difference. She just said, I told her what I was looking for.
Hey, just got your girl.
She told me, well, this is not granite, this is this, and this is that. And I even agreed to look at the stone kind, the kind that was like a stone something. Well, it ended up being more. So we were like, well, forget that. But she was not telling me there was any difference in any of them other than this is granite, this is quartz, this is stone, this is.
I was trying to get cheap granite. Misty wouldn't have it though. Yes, happy wife is happy life. So I was like, look, just get it. That's fine. I think y'all are gonna like the whole space when it's done though, because we went a little eclectic, little modern. So that's kind of cool for our farmhouse. So you'll see it. It's gonna be really nice. I think y'all are gonna like it. I hear you on the access to labor problems. I live in Sicily Island, Louisiana, close to large towns, Natchez. Oh my gosh, yeah. So you're not far from us at all.
You're not far from us at all.
We're about 60 miles away from Natchez too. And you're right. It's crazy around here. Everywhere here has a help wanted sign. Now we're in a very blue collar area, so there's a lot of workers here. But at the same time, there's a lot of workers that go out of here because they're looking for different jobs too. There's a lot of people working in Louisiana that live here too. Jennifer said she used to come for a cousin reunion in August. Oh my gosh, yes, it's so hot here in August.
Sweat 20 pounds. Look,
we just walked outside a while ago.
I was just going to say, you cannot even walk out the door. Not to complaining, just telling y'all.
It was thundering over in the west, basically, and the east, and it was kind of moving different. So we always get storms from the west. However, this was actually from the east. So it was thundering, and I told Missy, I said, well, let's go out and let's do one little thing right quick before it starts raining. And like we were out there for like 5 minutes, and we were like, it looked like we got rained on because it was just so humid and so hot here.
He actually come inside.
I was like, I'm taking a shower
before because he was like, I'm sweating.
Sweating like a dog. I don't mind doing it when I'm working, but we were just basically standing outside.
We were literally only out there for like maybe 20 minutes.
Yeah, it wasn't long. When we went foraging yesterday, and it was miserable.
It was so hot that my hair, and y'all are gonna see my hair, and I know y'all think, why does she do that? My hair, because it's long, when I wear it just pull back in a ponytail, when I start sweating like that, it starts sticking all over me. So yesterday, Colby come home, and I had been in the garden, and I had gotten the peas and the beans that I let basically die on the vine. I was out picking those, and I had done several other things, but my hair kept sticking to me, like it was sticking to my face, and like when I was leaning over, it was sticking to me. So I had took it and I just put it in a big bun on the top of my head because it just kept sticking all over me. I was so sweaty.
Kim said, I have grown exactly one butternut squash. We always say we're going to grow them, and we just never do. I don't know why. No reason other than we just don't get them.
We just never said, let's do it.
Yeah, Abby said she was picking elderberries yesterday and sweating. Yes, we were too. It's terrible.
Yeah.
Misty, does it help to make a single braid? I guess like a French braid.
I suppose I'm not the best. Miss Sue, thank you.
Miss Sue. I hope we can be your favorite family
us
forever.
Tonight.
We're gonna adopt y'all as like family.
Our kids.
Yeah. No, we're gonna be like their kids. So, because we're always younger. Everybody is older than us, I think. Only.
Are we the babies?
We're the babies.
I guess that's okay too.
We'll take it. Just memories in your wheels.
What did you question? Did you just ask me? Oh, a single braid. Yeah, I guess I could.
Hey,
I'm not the best braider in the world, so my girls always ask me for a French braid, and
so we are the babies.
I went to YouTube, of course, and was trying to get these people to teach me to French braid, and my fingers, I feel like, are like they won't work in a braid, which I guess I could, but I don't know. I'm not a big braider, but I guess I could. I just took it and was like, and went on working about my business. But yeah, it was funny because it was just sticking all over me.
Oh goodness.
We got to get in our bees too. We got to check them.
I know. I've got 2 hives that does not look promising.
Yeah.
The rest look okay, but here we had a lot of rain. I think that did kind of hurt our bees for a little bit.
I think there's one hive though. I think I saw dead bees on the front. But it's not like you can walk up to them and be like, "I'm fixing to check on these."
I'm gonna go slap them right quick and see how they do. Coming from drought central Cali, I will take my Kentucky rain and humidity every day. I love green. Hey, I'll be honest with you. My grass looks better. Me and Misty were moving the cows yesterday, and it almost gets exhausting walking through the grass because our grass is looking great right now. So
especially on the side over behind the barn on the other side of the house.
This time of year, we start seeing a lot of dead grass because of the drought. We usually not drought. I hate to say that because I know some of y'all are really dealing with drought. But ours is more like it starts getting really dry this time of year, and you start seeing your grass mature on out.
It hasn't been as dry
beautiful this year.
Usually is.
Oh yeah, it's been phenomenal.
So Miss Tammy says I have children that are older than you to see our babies.
Ria Light says, well, I'm an old man, so there's that. You've been adopted by the best father ever. Thank you. It's funny. We're hoping I would love to see Mississippi get a little bit cooler, but I don't ever see that happening. Now, I do believe we're in a Grand Solo minimal or La Nina, so I think we'll see a lot of rain this year, but we probably won't see a lot of rain next year. So that's why we do try to do our gardens the way we do. So like right now we're growing a whole set of peas that we have no reason to grow, but we're growing them because next year we may not can. So, if you believe in the weather forecast.
Kathy says that she's only gotten about 3 inches of rain.
Hey, Fowler family.
And that is terrible. We got, I think, 3 inches just today.
Oh yeah, we get rain. We've been getting
Thank you, Jennifer. That's sweet.
We've been probably getting afternoon shower for the last 3 or 4 days.
Hard shower. No, yesterday, this morning, and this afternoon.
Yeah, but we've been pretty steady throughout this last 2 weeks of getting rain.
We had a period of time with no rain. No, we didn't. I just planted that mulberry, and I've been trying to keep an eye on it because I don't want it to drain.
Yeah. They say every year is like a La Nina or El Nino. I think we're actually in a true Grand Solar minimum, or at least a solar minimum. I don't know if we've been in Grand Solar. We have flash floods all day, McLeod said. North Star, have you ever seen a Minnesota River and Mississippi River? So what's so crazy too? We live only about an hour from the Mississippi, and where we're at on the Mississippi, it's like a mile wide, and that's just. But we never go over there. It is literally a mile wide. Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes, it's the widest point. But we never go over there. The river here, though, is very dangerous. Like if you get in a boat here, you better have a bigger boat.
You better have a big old boat.
Like there's people that die all the time on the Mississippi right here, from Louisiana to Mississippi all the time. They'll get in a small river and go out there, but it is dangerous.
It is
the currents. When you go look at it, it literally will you see the currents going. Yeah, see, Tammy backed me up. She said it is a mile wide.
It just doesn't look like that. It's that big.
Yeah. So how big is the Mississippi and Minnesota? I mean, like it's got to be tiny.
Yeah, probably not, because it's going to start.
It's huge down here, but we never go over there. We always Natchez. It could be such a cool town, and it's really not. Oh goodness.
We're coming up on 9 o'clock. Goodness.
Are we really? Jeez. You have any more?
Somebody, we're reading the comments, but I try not to interrupt him, and I know sometimes he tries not to interrupt me while we're actually talking. But I did read somebody talk about the milk glass, and thank y'all. The majority of this was Colby's grandmother's, and that has been handed down to us. So very old and has a lot of meaning there behind it.
So she says, Miss Kathy says, it's a small stream up here. You can walk across it maybe 20 foot. That is crazy. Because down here, all the way up through Mississippi, it's huge.
Yep.
So, Ivy, you milk twice a day, and at this late, oh my gosh. That's funny to see this.
Yeah, I don't think I could.
Hey, bar run.
I don't think I could handle 2 milking a day.
Even when we're not calf sharing.
Too crazy.
Even when we're not calf sharing, we're only milking.
But you know, Allie has done amazing.
Yeah, she really is.
With even when we take Trixie off next week, and she is huge, y'all. I don't think that videos do justice. Our 2 Hereford calves.
Trixie?
Yeah, our 2 Hereford calves are born weeks before Trixie, and Trixie can eat their lunch. She is huge.
She gets all the good stuff, all the good milk.
Yeah, but even after we take her off, Allie will still do great without.
Miss Sue says, "How is Livy sleeping? Some days are better than others. We
went through months of torture. It felt like torture with her at night. There were some nights she would stay up,
like just screaming,
and then some nights she just want to stay up.
Oh wow!
And then some nights she'll go back to sleep.
So Ivy says, I only milk the cow. I only milk the cow in the morning and goats morning and night. Oh my gosh, I couldn't do both. Bar Run said we milk at 6 and 5. I milk at 4 and 4:30 every morning. I mean, just 4 to 4:30, and that's all. I don't milk any other time.
Well, even our Jersey farms that are around here, the few that we still have,
once a day,
because the majority of them, thanks to the government and all their jazz over the years, has really made a lot of our local milk farms for Mississippi. They're all closed down. But anyway, we do have a few in our area. Let's see.
Now the Holstein farms still milk twice a day, but all the Jersey farms here, they milk once a day, which is only about 2 or 3 left.
But we were talking to somebody last year, and she said that 10 years ago we had almost 40.
Night, Jennifer.
We had almost 40 farms. Like 10. Now we had less than that. Less than 10. Yeah, it was like 5 or 6 or something. It was very few.
Hey James.
That ought to show you right there the manipulation of our wonderful government.
Yeah, we have one that's not too far from us. Actually, Elsa was come
from his farm.
Come from our farm.
Yeah.
Which we don't
and she was a great cow, but y'all know that a lot of with her, she had some respiratory things going on, and we were having to medicate her every September and then dump her milk, and then it was just a mess with her.
We're not big medicine.
So she was a great nurse cow at another farm, and Allie is just a diehard. She is perfect. And I think Josie is going to be a good cow.
I've been training her.
She has been stanchion training. For how long have you been stanchion training her now?
2 months.
At least a month. And she is going to be, I think, a really good milk cow. Now, she's going to go through her stage where when they have their babies, it's almost like they go nuts. But she is a very, I can walk out to the fence, and I'm never out there with them. I can walk out to the fence and just rub her head down, and she just loves it. Allie is not that kind of cow. Mm. She is a good milk cow, but she does not want you all up in her personal business. Where Josie is nature a little bit different. Now, we don't know how Trixie is going to be, but
the scary thing, Bar Run and Rehab Life, is the more regulation that we put on our food system, the more it's going to become broken. And that's why I think that if people don't realize the importance of growing their own food or buying from local farms, they're going obsolete. So I hate to see dairies close down, but when dairies got away from being able to sell to the local public and they had to sell to the co-ops, there's your problem. I mean, it made too much overregulation. So if we would get back to the point where if we're not making it, we need to buy local food, or our system's going to be even more broken than what it actually is.
It's on the brink of crash and
burn.
Crashing
right now. Yep. So, like for instance, prime example. We talked about not buying chickens again. Well, now we're contemplating that. We were not going to get any more chickens for the rest of the year, broiler wise, just because we have a ton in our freezer. We were contemplating, not killing off some of our animals this year. So you kind of get into that to where now you're saying, okay, we think we're over prepping, but it's probably good to go and prep for more. So all that stuff's really in our wheelhouse now. Times get really tough. My family's moving in with y'all, Colby and Misty. I told Misty we're gonna start a commune here.
Well, and in all seriousness, that's why we're trying to encourage people to start prepping now. Because if you start trying to prep after it's too late, then it's too late. So we're really trying to encourage people, like, you see things doing like this, don't wait till you get to the bottom and look up and say, oh my gosh, like,
people are enticed.
I need to do something.
I had to go to a meeting today.
It's probably not a good idea to start when you're at the bottom.
I had to go to a meeting today in town, and people are so blown away at our lifestyle. But then when I tell them
we are really different.
We're so different. But then when I tell them I get up at 4 to start this day, and sometimes we're not done till nightfall, they're like, "What?" I just go buy a burger, from Burger King. So I think people need to do it more, but I think until we realize the heartache and the broken food system, I don't think people are not going to see it, and then it may be too late then. So I really hope people are stocking up on their food. How much land does it properly take to rotate 3 to 5 cows? I would say probably 5 to 7 acres at least. If your cows are used to it, rotational grazing, and your cows and you're on good land that you've been doing a while with regenerative farming, 3 to 5 acres is all you need, and you could possibly get away with just 3 or 4. But if you're just starting or you're not new to pasture rotations, I'd say 5 to 7 at minimal.
Miss Kathy makes a good point there.
Miss Kathy said, unfortunately, a good number of people are planning on depending on other people to be prepared. When we realize that we can't depend on people, that's going to be the scary part. Because I think you're right. I think that here's what we hear all the time. I promise you, I kid you not. We heard it yesterday. We hear it every day of our life. I'm planning on planting a garden this year. It just didn't work out, so I'm going to try next year. Or I'm gonna do that.
I actually had somebody tell me that.
I see you process those chickens. I'm gonna do that next year. That is gonna be me. Or hey, I am gonna buy from that local farmer. I'm gonna learn how to butcher that pig. That's a little weird, but I'm gonna try it. I hear it. Gardens. That's just like
garden is like your biggest thing. And then I had somebody tell me the other day that Colby brought up the chicken thing. I had somebody tell me the other day, yeah, we're gonna learn how to do that. And then an opportunity came, and they were like, no, we're not set up quite yet. You've got to make the decision to put one foot in front of the other.
We're gonna give the opinion. When people ask us, we're gonna tell them what we're gonna tell them, and then at that point, we just leave it up to them. In our libertarian way, we just say, you know what, you're not ready. You're not ready. Just like the lady she was talking about. It was just like one excuse after the other. She was like, "This is what we're going to do. This is what would you do? What's your advice?" We tell them.
That's how it started.
And then it was like, "Oh, we can't do that." Well, okay, I can't help you.
Well, you have to make the first step to do that.
You've got to change.
You can't just say, "Well,
I agree, Latoya.
You have to put your big boy underwear on and make it happen." That's what we did. There were times, like Colby said, he doesn't want to get up in the morning. Times I can tell you, I did not want to butcher any chickens. I was not up into all that. But we had to learn to say, it doesn't really matter what we want. There might come a time where our survival depends on what we've done and how we've prepped.
People don't know what work means. I agree there.
Especially
bar
our
run
generation.
Bar run 1.25 acres per cow. The stronger your regenerative ag gets, you can easily do 1 acre per cow. If you suck at that, or your cows, like there's a farm that we are over, what we call our big farm, and that grass is not that good. The cows tend to not do good in rotation, so it's like 2 acres per cow. So it really depends on your cattle. Docile cattle do a lot better in regenerative ag. Smaller, fatter cattle do better than big frame cattle. So it really depends on what kind of cattle you're getting. I agree fully with that comment, though, Bar Run.
Can I plant sweet potatoes in the fall?
Amy, I think you're in Florida. You probably have I don't know if you had a good chance.
It's
Okay,
120 days to maturity.
Sweet potatoes.
And they will not live in the frost.
Sweet potatoes, though, are very hardy in our area in Zone 8, Zone 9. So I would say there's not a problem to try it, but they're like a passion flower. They're in the same family as passion flowers, which are like weeds. So they can grow, and even if the frost kills them and dies back the ivy, you still can grow them. But remember, sweet potato leaves can be ate too, and you still can utilize them. So when you say, "Can I grow sweet potatoes?" Yes. If you don't get the actual sweet potato tuber, you can still eat the leaves that are very good, very medicinal for you. So there is good benefits to it. Here, I would say no. We are actually barely gonna make it.
Yeah, we're gonna be cutting it close.
Yeah.
I will probably go out and put cover over mine.
Yeah, road cover.
On nights that I know that it's gonna get pretty cool, and I'll probably have to do that for probably 2, 3, maybe 4 weeks before ours are completely ready. But I have a very small bed this year. We just didn't go all out with sweet potatoes, but we are totally changing things around here, and y'all will see that coming up soon. So, this year we weren't able to, but next year is absolutely yes. We will have a lot of sweet potatoes and potatoes next year.
Marron, you said my brother-in-law asked me one day, "What do you do when you are sick?" I said, "I'm milk sick." That's exactly right. Yesterday, prime example, it was flooding, and we were like, you know what? We got to move sheep and cattle. So Misty, actually, the kids came in. They took care of the babies, and I mean, we're out there moving cattle when it's raining, lightning today, doing this. You just got to do it. I mean, there is no breaks.
There is no excuses unless you're.
I know we got to go. We have got to go.
Out of here.
No, Sam, that's the crazy thing. Sweet potato slips are not available. You almost have to grow them yourself because this year they're not available even in Mississippi, which is where they're very, very prominent.
Last time we asked the co-ops about them.
Awesome, Kim.
Probably 2 months ago, they told us that they were not getting any, and we didn't go back because we have some friends that we were able to get some from, some vines actually, and then I did some of my own slips. So between the two, we're going to get 2 raised beds of sweet potatoes, but we won't have nearly enough to feed I mean, that's not enough to feed our family very long.
I know we got to go, but I will say this. What we've trying to teach our children is we call this movement homesteading or farming or hobbies or whatever you want to call it. For us, we really push the fact that it's just life now. There is no, well, we'll just do this for a season, or we're just going to milk for a season, or we're just going to grow gardens for a season. It becomes a way of life. And if we don't understand that way of life, our food system's going to even be more broke, and there are going to be people starving because there is not enough food. There's not enough people growing. So what we say is, you know what? We're going to grow for us. We're going to grow for years. We're going to grow for other people if we can. But ultimately, we try to teach people to do that because it's so important to take care of your family by farming. And this is just life for us. I don't know what to say. So, hey, a great video. We need your help tomorrow. It's a special video for one of our children. So we really need your help tomorrow. Please watch it. Please give a thumbs up and just write comments all over. So you'll see it. It's a fun video. If this world gets you down, this video is really fun. So I think you'll enjoy it tomorrow. So hopefully you'll enjoy that. We have a great thing this weekend. We got a new reveal we're going to be showing you other than the kitchen reveal. It'll come this weekend. So you'll really start seeing some really cool changes on the farm. Because again, believing in that grand solar minimum and believing in ways that we need to grow better, you'll see it. That's a good hint, Big Dave. And then there's a lot of changes that came today, so you'll see some of those videos next week. Y'all, please keep up with us and give us thumbs up, share with your friends. We're trying to get to 10,000 and 1 million views. We're not that far from it, but we need your help.
Libby is calling for her mommy.
I know. God bless.
Happy homesteading, y'all.